Hey guys, Paul from Ashen Phoenix. It is new comic book day for the week of February 10th, and we're going to get started right now. This episode brought to you by shirts. Without one, you'd be naked, and that's not culturally acceptable. So, shirts.
Hey guys, it's Tim from Capes and Scowls and Team Ashen and Comic Book Store and 65 other places. Can you name all 65? That'd be impressive. Today we're going to talk about a bunch of cool books, but let's start with the trades. I've got Joe and Russ. It's a Kaboom book. I generally like Kaboom books, but I don't know nothing about this, so sorry. Hawkman, Volume 4. 4. This was amazing. I love this. Everybody read this. This run of Hawkman was so incredibly good. We've got Volume 4 of Captain America, covering issues 20 to 25. This doesn't feel new to me. I don't know. They keep rebooting these things. I can't keep up. Old Haunts from AWA. I love AWA, man. They got some cool stuff. $10 trade. I mean, can you really go wrong? And then we got Witchfinder in that Hellboy universe. Really fun stuff. I assume. The cover's awesome. We got Lost Soldiers. Paul read a bunch of this. It made him very sad, so it's very good storytelling because Paul is the happiest human being on earth.
That took years off my life. It was a sad book.
Years off his life, so good job, everybody who worked on this book. You did a good job. We got Power Rangers Volume 14. This book is still going so strong, which is very impressive. Very, very impressive. We got A Man Among Ye. I read issue 1 of this, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. Female pirate action. Who doesn't want that? And finally, we got Aquaman. This is Volume 4. All the Volume 4s came out today, apparently. Aquaman's been pretty solid for a while, in my opinion. So yeah, keep checking that out.
I loved all of my books this week, so it was very, very tough, and I don't really know which one was my pick of the week. But yeah, we're going to try. First up, we have Eratic, issue number 3 of 5. This is an amazing issue. We finally get to understand at least a little bit more of Eratic's powers, and things go from bad to worse on this. Things at the home front are not doing well. The mom is still kind of spiraling because the job that she came here was not promised, and things are just going bad. So the son, the other brother, needs to kind of take things in his own hands, and that goes very, very poorly and puts him square in the crosshairs of Eratic. And I can't wait to see more of this. This has been an amazing book. The writing is spectacular. But if this is my opener, you know that the rest of the books are just as good. So definitely grab this.
First up. First of all, I liked all my books, so it's whatever order, right, Paul? Paul's not paying attention. First up, we have Casual Fling from AWA. I just said I love AWA, and that is true. If you were listening over at capesandScalespodcast.com, you would have noticed that I already reviewed this, and I already told you how I feel about it. It's a pretty cool book. But if you hate my podcast and never go there and you just love Paul and his thing, I will break this down for you. This is essentially a story of a successful woman who is slowly seduced and she ends up stepping out of her marriage. And it's kind of at the surface, at the beginning, it's a pretty basic kind of story involving those plot lines. I have a feeling, though, going forward, this is going to be a really cool book with some really interesting twists and turns. No one's really happy in the marriage. Nothing's terribly wrong. It's just like everything's hard. Everybody's a little stressed out. And she makes a decision. And she's going to have to deal with the consequences. So if you want a real-world kind of story, an AWA, pretty solid across the board, check this one out.
Next up, we have The Last Witch, issue number 2. Almost my pick of the week. If this was not a number 1, it would probably be the pick of the week. It's so good. We get what I've assumed was going to be the crux of the story. Our main character is a witch, and not only just a witch, but a powerful witch. And she has to battle one of the first witches in this storyline, and it doesn't go the way she's expecting it to go. Things go well, and then they go really, really badly, and it's kind of a heartbreaking setup to the remainder of this story. But it has so many there's so many different ways this book can go, and I love everything about it. The art, the storytelling, everything is fantastic in this book. This is definitely something you should be picking up. That's only issue number 2, so you should be able to find the first issue not too terribly hard. Grab it. The first issue is a great kind of entrance, but this is really when the book kind of takes off and shows you what is going to be happening with the larger world and everything going on there. So definitely grab this.
All right, next up, we've got King in Black Thunderbolts, issue 2, Rosenberg. I love Rosenberg. It has to be said. The writing on this book is insane. The way he writes these characters, Batroc, I love it. It's so good. Basically, the story is they managed to locate their target, which ended up being Norman Osborn. And he's the one who's got a plan. There's some great dialogue here. Wilson Fisk has a great moment in the middle. It's just super solid all around. It's got action, and it's just really utilizing these underutilized characters. You definitely have to read this at some point if you're not reading it in issues, and you got to get the trade later. This is an awesome story. And it doesn't so much matter if you haven't read all the other King in Black stuff, at least not yet. They fill you in pretty good. So check this book out, please. It was nearly my pick of the week.
What is my pick of the week? It is Radiant Black, issue number 1. This book is a lot of fun, man, and the art is beautiful in it. You are basically dealing with the main character who is an out-of-work writer in L.A. because, I mean, pretty much everybody's out of work in L.A. at the moment. He has to come back home, and one night while they're drinking, gains this power of this, and has kind of it feels a very much Spider-Man kind of storyline. Probably why I like this, and Eratic, the same thing. It's so good. This opens up a lot of ideas, and of course, like, I'm always very critical of Image books because they either give you exactly what you need in an issue number 1 to hook you from the story, or they give you so little that you either have to get to the second issue or not care about the book. This does exactly what you need. It gives you your main character, gives you the reason why you need to care, gives you his power, and then what is going to go afterwards. This is a fantastic read. The art is spectacular. Definitely need to grab this book.
All right, what could be my pick of the week, Paul? Oh, that's good. You pretended you didn't know.
I have no idea.
No idea.
Oh,
It's... You're too fun. Here's a little behind the curtain. This is the second time I had to do this because Paul had a coughing fit. He knows what it is. It's Orcs from Kaboom.
I actually kind of forgot.
That's so very, very sad. So sad. This is what I got to deal with, people. Christine Larson does the art and does the writing, and I think it's pretty solid. Essentially, you get a little history, a story of an orc early on. You get an idea of what the orcs are like. Then you get a bunch of orcs going out on an adventure, and there's hints that the youngling little orcs are probably going to have a little adventure too later. Seems pretty solid. I love the storytelling. You really get something special when you mix the writer and the artist. A more intimate project. It's exactly what the vision is in their head. And this worked out really good. So, tons of sirens in the background. I don't even care. I'm going to keep going, Paul. What do you think? Just everybody's on fire and dying outside. It's just the end of days. I'm sorry, Christine Larson, that your review is overthrown by sirens. That probably can't even be heard on camera now that I think about it. But you know what?
That picks up a lot.
All right. Well, this book is awesome. Please go support her and get this book because it's awesome. And I had a great time reading it. It made me chuckle. The art was beautiful. It's the perfect marriage. Get it, and you'll love it. I promise. All right, that's the end of the video. Thank you, everybody, for sticking with us. Sorry we didn't have a video last week. We had enough snow for us to not be here. Keep having a good one. Everything's still on fire outside, by the way. Everybody, have a good week. Be excellent to each other, the whole 9 yards. And we'll be back here next week. If you're feeling froggy, a rate and review on iTunes, the podcast, that would help me tremendously. We'll get on Rotten Tomatoes. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So if you're feeling froggy, go ahead and do that. And otherwise, I will see you next week. Paul, say bye, Paul.
Bye.
Paul.
I'm sorry, what? You asked me to say bye.
I said you say bye, Paul.
Oh, bye, Paul.
That's too late.
I mean, yeah, the joke's passed. I'm sorry. I've disappointed you a lot today.
Yes, it's been awful for me.
I'm sorry. Didn't mean it to be awful. Can I make you smile? That's a no. That's a big no. Bye, guys.
That's still going? Go turn that crap off.
No,